Hello, my beautiful people, and in today's video, it is going to be a life update and a catch-up, just to let you guys know where I'm at, because a lot of you have followed along and heard about my ex-husband being tragically, traumatically shot and killed. So a little bit more detail. He was in a pub and got into a fight, and things got nasty, and the other guy went out, got his gun, walked back in. And it's just, I can't even, my brain has got these images. I mean, obviously I wasn't there, but the imagery in my head is very traumatic. And as much as I've said before, we were not together. He was still a very important person in my life. And I keep thinking of those final moments and it breaks my heart. And so I'm still dealing with unbridled grief. I feel like I'm a walking, pulsating wound that is just, you just got to do that and the tears come. And obviously then there's processing the relationship, because the relationship, it was still an active relationship. Now it is no longer. So, you find naturally your brain, or my brain does, it replays all the things that we went through, how we met, how we dated, how we got engaged, how we married, had the child, blah, 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 how things went wrong. And so I'm going through that. I think I've hinted on this channel that my current relationship has fallen apart. I don't want to say too much, but we've both contributed to the demise of the relationship, because that's how things go. Normally it takes two to tango, and both of us are very similar in personality in that we are conflict avoidant. So when you have two conflict avoidant people, both people bend over backwards to try and please each other, and that's not a recipe for a healthy relationship, because you're both trying so hard, but no one's needs are actually getting met, because like I'm not speaking my needs, he's not speaking his needs, not truthfully, and then we sit in this uncomfortable pretending everything's okay when we are both bubbling with things that we want to say. Let's put it that way. I think that is the best way to describe it. And we are both good and wonderful people. And the ending of a relationship is always, always, always difficult. On the back of the death of my son's father, it is double difficult. I now am in a position where I don't have to, but I'm choosing to, and I think it's the right thing to do, to move out, find us a home, move out. And it is really difficult because nothing is seamless. It's not like I just go from the one home, find the perfect place, and boom, move in. And so now we are in a position where we may need to rent, my son and I, we may need to rent. And that is not ideal. It's not ideal to be moving a child, especially a high school aged child who has exams, and he's so diligent. He wants to study. He wants to do well. So see the bug in the background. So ideally, I'd like not to, but life, it is what it is. I may have to. And I hate it. People are just like, oh, well, you can just rent for 6 months. It's okay. It is not that easy. It is really, really, really difficult to find short-term rentals, especially with two dogs. And yeah, and also not knowing where we are going to be, what home we have. Okay, let's put it this way. I have house hunted a lot. Like I'm almost, maybe I've oversaturated myself. But the thing is, when you are choosing a home and you're going to spend that much money, it is a big, big buy. It is a big commitment. It is like looking for the perfect relationship. It is like looking for that perfect man. And every house has its pros and cons. Every house, the better homes come with a higher price tag, and then you have to weigh up, are they worth it? The lesser price tagged homes always have something that needs doing or fixing, or they are just not ideal, or something is off about the home. There's also location one has to consider. How close to the school? Is it suitable for the dogs? Is it going to meet our needs over the next sort of 5 to 10 years? As my son grows up, what kind of space would he need? And no one has a crystal ball, so I can't read the future. It is It is a challenging time. It is a stressful time. And I'm growing and learning about myself and becoming, I think, a better person for it. But today is a day that I feel like it's anxiety inducing. Sorry, there's a very noisy car going past. It is anxiety inducing. And I'm using every method I know to try and calm myself and just bring myself back to center. I think in total, I have looked at about 10 to 15 homes, maybe more. I've lost track. In fact, my son and I we put an offer in on the one home, but it was below asking price, a fair way below, and she didn't accept the offer. But those houses are not that big, and I'm not sure it's worth the price she's asking. So I'm hesitant to go up to the price she wants. And in the meantime, we've looked around a bit more. And so it does get confusing. I do trust myself, but everyone asks me, what does your gut say? But my gut I don't freaking know what my gut says. My gut says, well, that home's got that, it's more like what does my reasoning, rational mind say? And my reasoning, rational mind sees the pros and the cons to each home. And each home has a whole list of pros and some or a whole list of cons. And so, like, the home we put an offer in was very, very secure. There's a guard at the gate, and the houses are close enough that you could scream and your neighbor could hear you, which I find as a pro. Some people see it as a con. So it's also dependent on what you like and what your needs are. Do you want to be close to your neighbor for safety and security, or do you want privacy and a distance from your neighbor, but then if something goes wrong, it's a bit more, you feel a bit more vulnerable, especially here in South Africa where crime is a real thing and it's a high crime place. So we have to think of security, especially for me and my son. And I would like to be able to leave him alone at home so I can go out shopping, can meet friends out for coffee without worrying. So for me, safety and security is a high value. But privacy is also a high value. I love to go in the garden and tan on a sunny day. But a pool, which some of these homes come with, is not a priority. I don't want to be looking after a pool. And a fancy garden, I don't want to be maintaining a garden. I'm not a gardener. So things that may appeal to other buyers are actually cons for me. And yet sometimes a house comes with those things and you're thinking, oh, I suppose I'll have to. So it's really, really, really difficult. So that's where I am at in my life. I am maintaining my exercise, just not a very structured routine. You guys, I'm not eating healthy at all. Most days I'm just eating whatever I can think of, whatever I can grab. And so it's not ideal being the lady who gives nutrition advice on YouTube, but it also puts me in a position where I can empathize with people who are very busy, who are going through something stressful. It's very difficult to eat healthily when your life is turned upside down, when you feel emotional, and when you're not stable. And so I think it may be giving me a bit more of an understanding about how tricky it can be to manage or lose weight in stressful times or in busy times. And then I put myself in the mindset of what if somebody has a very stressful job? Because sometimes you can't avoid the fact that you have a stressful job. People rely on you, and now you can't just get out of your stressful job. So how does one also maintain a healthy weight and eat healthily in those sort of circumstances? So it's giving me that kind of insight. And I'm also learning that, I'm keeping my weight at around 52, 53. I'm not eating particularly in a healthy manner, which I'm not proud of. But again, it's proving my sort of theory, or the thing that I say the most, which is as long as you are in a calorie deficit or a certain amount of calories for the day, give or take, your weight will stay the same or you can lose weight. It's not really, eating healthy is a nice thing to do for your health, but it's not necessary for weight loss. So there's a little bit of weight loss info woven into this video for you guys who do follow me for weight loss. eating healthy is more for your long-term health, and I think it's fantastic, and you should try and do all the healthy things. But if you can't, you can still lose weight by eating, let's say, a sandwich, a burger, a slice of pizza here or there, as long as you keep the portion small and or within your calorie budget for the day. And I do find I'm eating copious amounts of chocolate. It's not good. It is I don't know if it's helping me or if I'm just using it as an excuse, but through these anxious periods, and I mean, some days I have high anxiety, like, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? What are we going to find? Are we going to have to rent and then move again? And that thought stresses me out. And I know it's a thought. The actual doing of it is less stressful. Once you get physically doing the move, the stress, I suppose, is not really there. The stress is in the thinking about doing it, I think. But I have a lot of anxiety, and I am finding that, like, chocolate is very, very soothing. But I mean, sure, I need to rein back. I mean, I'm going to turn into a piece of chocolate at this rate. So, you guys, that's where I'm at, hanging on by a thread some days. When things are quiet, I do a lot of meditation, and I fully, fully believe it is one of the best things that I can do for myself right now. So I encourage you, take the time to meditate. And by meditate, I just mean sit with your eyes closed, deep breathe until you sort of drop into that sense of calm and oneness with life. And I know that sounds woo-woo, but that sense of connectedness to everything. I don't always get it, but when I get it, when I click into that sort of feeling, it is wonderful. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I then feel connected to everything. And again, getting on the woo-woo train, but we are all interconnected somehow. I do believe it. And I believe that you found me for a reason. I actually do. I believe that my channel exists with the subscribers that I have for a reason. The reason, I don't know what it is, but I'm here to deliver you something. I would like to deliver you self-love, really, more than weight loss. But I do think our physical bodies are so important, and our physical bodies are the vehicles that carry us through life. So movement and being healthy and being at a healthy body weight is very important. It is not superficial, but it can tip over into the realm of superficial if we obsess about a number on the scale. But I think the journey to achieving your best body is a worthwhile journey, because you learn about yourself, you learn about nutrition, you learn stress management if you are doing the journey properly, sleep, all the good things, drinking your water, staying hydrated. So I am starting to see, the more I teach this on YouTube, the more I see that it is a holistic, integrated journey. And you can bring, not spiritual, but you can bring your soul into that journey, because we all have a body and we all must look after it. Or we don't have to, I suppose, but that body is a gift. It is a gift. Even if you hate it, your body is your gift. And I know some of you feel like it's not, but it is the vehicle through which you can express yourself in this world and on this planet. So please look after it. Please love it. Please do your best to eat healthy, move it, de-stress it, do some stretching, do some deep breathing, get enough sleep, do all the good things. I'm doing my best, but it's also okay if you struggle and if you're going through a rough patch. I'm going through a rough patch, and I know we'll get through it, and I know I will be okay, even if I'm not okay right now. And I want you to have that attitude. If you're going through something difficult, hang on to the knowledge that you will get through it. You will be okay on the other side. You will. So I'll leave you with that life update, and I will see you guys in the next video, and have a beautiful day further.